Am I wrong for not telling my long-term girlfriend that I'm infertile? I, 28 Mem, have been dating Emma, 26F, for almost 2 years. On our first date, I talked openly about kids just to make sure we were aligned. We matched on almost everything. She didn't want kids, which worked for me since I physically can't have any. I'd been tested multiple times and the results were always the same. I couldn't have children. About a year in, we met each other's families. Emma saw how broken my parents' marriage was and understood my hesitance. Things felt stable, and I started quietly looking at engagement rings. I didn't tell her, just in case I backed out, but I was slowly preparing. Then a few days ago, I came home to a surprise party. I relaxed and enjoyed the evening. But then she stood up, gave a sweet little speech about family, and then announced she was pregnant. She placed her hands on her stomach and smiled. The whole room cheered, except me. I froze. I kept asking her quietly, "Are you sure?" Because I knew I couldn't have kids. My dad, who knew about my condition, stood up and walked out without a word. The next day, I showed Emma my medical records. I told her everything. She was furious I hadn't told her before. When I asked for a paternity test, she completely broke down, screaming at me, calling me names, accusing me of ruining everything. She tried to kick me out, but I reminded her I owned the house, so she left. Since then, I've had to explain everything to friends and family. Some people blame me for staying silent about my condition. She cried, screamed, begged me to believe it was a miracle. She said maybe the doctors were wrong, that maybe I healed somehow without knowing. But I've lived with this reality for years. I've seen the test results. I know what I've been told, and I know what's possible and what's not. I didn't want to make a rushed decision, so I called my dad. We don't talk about emotional stuff much, but I needed someone to give it to me straight. After I told him everything, he was quiet for a while. Then he said, "If you can't trust her after this, then you already have your answer. You should divorce." It wasn't an easy thing to hear, but deep down, I knew he was right, so I made the call. I filed for divorce.